You are listening to Thunderbolt Sports Talk. Here are your hosts, Charlie Adams and Timothy Yeen.
Welcome to episode 15 of Thunderbolt Sports Talk. We hope that you're joining us after a great episode 14 where we brought back an alumni. Caden Holtzman came on. Go back and listen to that episode if you haven't. But episode 15, it's our Christmas special, last episode before Christmas break, and we're bringing more alumni on for the first time ever actually asked to come back to Cranston East. Ben CHEN is here.
Wow, good job, Ben. Good job. Welcome back. We love you. We love you.
Love you too, Tim.
Ben. First off, how's it feel to be back? Officially.
Well, I mean, it feels more or less the same than the last 4 years I walked through
Yeah.
these hallways. But, it's always good to see teachers, seen for the last 4 years.
Yeah, we brought you to Mr. Aceto.
Yep.
Mr. LaBanca, Coach LaBanca.
It's good to see them as always.
Even some of your former coaches, too.
Yeah.
Mr. McCarthy, Coach Marina.
Coach Marina, yep.
And, Mr. Simone, of course. And by the way, we gave him a gift, Chaz. Very, very, not a super senior special gift, but, a very well-founded gift, if you want to elaborate.
It's the season of giving, and we decided to publish, or at least in some way publish, the Emerald City Inquirer. Had a lot of buzz last year going in, but since then it's taken a dip from the TB Sports Media website. We decided to bring it back maybe one last time, immortalize it in print, and add a special article to it, Tim.
Yeah, we added a very, very special article featuring one of our assistant principals, the principal himself. Fantastic article. I don't know if I should be sharing it out to the public right now, but it's about a wolf, and it's a fun read if you ever find a chance to find the book.
Ben, what's your opinion on the wolf? Would it be a good alternative to stop intruders?
I actually have mixed opinions on this because, I found the whole idea to be rather interesting when, you hear these opinions in the inquiry. And then towards the end, it got a little bit awkward.
Can you elaborate on that, Mr. Chen?
I would prefer not to, Tim.
Why not? Why not?
Because I think you know why, actually.
I don't know why.
I think you do know why.
I have the attention span of a goldfish, Ben.
It mentions, him throwing a shot put, which happened to be my sport.
Oh, elite shot put thrower Ben Chen.
And, I think you know why.
Yeah, well, I wrote the article and I forgot everything about it, Ben, so. But either way, it is the season of giving, and I feel like it's a long time coming, Mr. Chen, but we brought you something for yourself. But, first, I think is actually the biggest gift, a virtual TSM winter pass just for you, Ben Chen.
Wow.
I have just sent it to your iMessages. I hope you like it.
I appreciate that.
We also have an actual gift, which you might enjoy, which I will show right now. It is a Thunderbolt Sports Media shirt. Let me know if it's in your size. If not, we have more.
This is perfect, Tim. Thank you. Wow.
Yeah. You've basically been part of the family for a while. We love having you around, even if you're not legally allowed in here, but it's always fun with you either way.
Yep, last week we came in with plenty of gifts for one Caden Holtzman. I know you guys have gotten closer. A little mention last week of BBC, and now you're here, kind of spoken into existence from Caden's episode. We brought him a Funko Pop reveal. We brought him a T-shirt, brought him some muffins. You've denied our munchkins, but you've accepted our T-shirt, and it brings me to a question. What's your opinion on Caden Holtzman? We got Caden's take on you. Let's get the opposite here.
Caden's just, a great guy to be around. He's always a good friend. He's always there whenever you need him. And, it's a terrible loss for me when he went to Michigan so far away. But now that he's back, I feel a lot more safe, if you will.
Yeah, Caden's back. Everyone's back here at home. I'm sorry I'm eating right now. I'm not gonna stop eating. Um, but yeah, a lot of people are back. Wyatt Harris, Jeremy Weening, Matty Baxter, Timmy Dietrich, you've Grady. Um, you know, is Justin Sadowski back yet too?
He is, yes.
Oh, yeah, Justin Sadowski's back. Vet Patel. All those type of guys, and we love having them back here for, to just be around because back in last year, the seniors and juniors were pretty connected, you could say. Um, and I feel like the school's really missing a lot without all you guys walking around the school. Brady Kidderick too. Um, you know, everyone, man. It's actually insane how much how much different the school feels with you guys on. But I'm sure the real main topic of the episode, I feel like it's something you and Chaz could agree on, and I'll let you guys have the floor on this one. Why do I suck, Ben Chen?
Well, I mean, Tim, with all due respect, please just look at what you're wearing right now. Why would you even wear that? Like, it's like the Miami Heat in 2023. Just not it. Just take it off.
What do you give the Heat's chances of doing anything this season?
I give him a solid 35%. Depends how well Jimmy Butler stays consistent. He does have injuries, and I'm just not a fan of him, to be quite honest.
Definitely not a fan of the Heat. Got a fresh new jacket on, Tim. Repping your favorite teams, none of which have any location near us, and classic case of bandwagoning.
I agree.
Tim, can you tell us about your student council presidency and how bad it's going?
No. Let me say first, though, that I am not a bandwagon Miami Heat fan. You can say all you want about the Diamondbacks, but I am not a Diamond, whatever wagon Miami Heat fan. It is absurd to me that I be accused of such an accusation like this, because I don't care about the Diamondbacks. In fact, earlier, Chaz, you told me, whoever the Diamondback manager was managing the Red Sox or whatever, and I was like, I don't care. It's not about baseball or basketball. So, yeah, I've been a Miami Heat fan. My father's a Miami Heat fan. I have the D-Wade jersey, the Jimmy Buckets jersey. Even now, this Heat sweater, which shout out Mr. Samoan. Thank you. I know you hate that, but I call it a Christmas gift. Maybe Cole, in your opinion, but no. But I do not want to be called a bandwagon of the team that I perhaps love the most.
I find it criminal that you have a Heat jersey and are also a Patriots fan. Those two do not mix at all.
Yeah, they do not mix because they're separate sportsmen, Chen. You see there's American football, baseball, hockey, lacrosse, field hockey, and then we have basketball. Two entirely different things, so I feel like it's a legal expenditure to be a part of this Patriots fan base and this Heat fan base. It's done with a lot of teams. You see people rooting for the Yankees and the Cowboys, and, I've seen people root for the Dolphins and whatnot, and, you have something to say.
Well, you said people rooting for the Yankees and Cowboys. No one likes the people that root for the Yankees and Cowboys. They're literally the stereotypical bandwagon. So, okay, well, you just compared yourself to that group. Ben, do you have any other reasons why Tim sucks? Any video games he might suck at or anything like that?
Yeah, this man exclusively plays no-build Fortnite.
What the? Oh, no. You're grinding your way to Peter Griffin through no build?
Oh, no. I am grinding my way through two messes, no build, which, look, I'm just saying I only play that because, my squad mates, I'm just saying, are not good, do not want to build. That's not my choice. I'm like, okay, I'll roll with it. Either way, I don't care. We're playing Fortnite. I'm grinding Peter Griffin, and also I've been playing too much Fortnite Festival for however long. I bought the Festival Pass to play Gangnam Style and Poison, get the weekend skin.
Why would you purchase that? Just why?
I had the money.
You should have just done anything with it. You could have bet with it, and it would have been fine. But you bought.
Oh, I'm not legal yet. I'm not legal yet, Mr. Ben Vets.
Let's transition directly into your prize picks addiction. I know last year it was rampant. Have the tides turned in prize picks, or are we still in the red?
Oh, I've never been in the red, Chaz. If you know me at all, I'm always a prize picks demon. I've transitioned to other apps. One app I use now is Chalkboard, but that's recently gone down.
What about, is the Underdog one of the apps that you can use?
It is. I am down, so I had to delete the app.
I see.
Yeah, it should come as a fact that we have to tell our wonderful audience here that don't gamble if you have a gambling addiction. And if you have a gambling addiction, please call the right numbers, Ben. I feel like it's my obligation to share that with you, but unfortunately, I don't have the numbers, so you're going to have to keep gambling. But I want to
Great.
move back to, 1-800-GAMBLING? Oh, 1-800-GAMBLING. All right, my fault. My fault.
How do you know that, Chaz? Who's they?
Oh my God. All right, well, I already know you asked that question earlier about my student council, quote unquote failures. But I like to think that, as of late, we've been getting more and more into, connecting and readjusting and being a formal group of, of hardworking, creative and citizens that get the job done. And
That's such a politician's answer. Could you elaborate? Possibly?
I can elaborate finally on that. So yesterday was the easiest one we could have had. We planned our Spear Week. We just got to get it approved, so I'm not telling anything yet because that's what politicians do. But, I'd like to bring it over to the other side of the aisle, a.k.a. the class council. I'm just saying. I've heard some things that, heard some rumors that, the merch that they designed, nobody's buying from the class store. Only faculty. It's a jumble humble of chaos at the class council compared to the absolute peace and hard workingness of, this unified, student council. It's just a shame to see, and I feel like that, if Chaz agrees with me, I think this is one of the few things we agree on, Chaz, that, maybe it's time for some new change.
Well, Tim, I got plenty to say on the class council, but first of all, I just need confirmation. Will Spirit Week be taking place on a 5-day week, Tim?
Well, if Winter Ball is if the week of Winter Ball is a 5-day week, it will be on a 5-day week.
So you're telling me that you guys planned a Spirit Week without knowing how many days there is?
Well, now you're just twisting the opinion, Chaz. I'm just saying, I can't see into the future. I don't have a counter on me right now, so you can't expect me to know that on the bat. But we have 5 days planned, so we're going to expect it to be a full week.
Do you know when the day of the winter ball would?
Yeah, this is 3 weeks into January. So,
Like a specific.
Is that finals week?
it's on a Friday. So, I think it's a week before finals week. But
Are you sure it's a
Either
good
way.
time to have a winter ball?
it's a fantastic time to have a Winter Ball. It allows people to relax beforehand and, ease in and take it. It's going to be on the 19th of January. Thank you, Chaz.
Okay, 19th of January. That would be the day after finals, I believe.
Yeah, so it gives people a chance to relax. So, after the long, long break, enjoy yourself. Have, a nice Winter Ball.
So what I'm getting here is Monday is Martin Luther King Jr. Day, no school. Thursday and Friday are finals day, where people come in for 2 periods a day, Tim.
You know what? Now that you mention it, Chaz, we're going to make a quick adjustment. We're going to have this the week before.
I would call an audible on that. I did call it last time. I said maybe next time you'll do a 2-day week, Spirit Week. Looks like you took the ball and ran with it. Ben, last week we tried to get something out of Caden Holtzman on the topic of class council, everything going on there. his involvement. He's pretty political when it comes to that stuff.
I agree.
Hopefully, you can give us some more heat because the superlatives came out. We talked about who was up for the chances last time. The results came in. Tim Yeen took home 2 categories, which is part of the problem. And that is definitely part of the problem. And
What does he want?
If it's not the problem, if I believe that I rightfully deserve, do you think I'm not the most well-known in school? Who's more well-known?
well, Tim, you last week basically took yourself out of the running for the most likely to bleed green and then immediately won the category. So how is this not the problem, Tim? Please elaborate.
Well, that's what the people vote on for, Chaz. I personally wouldn't vote myself for bleed green, but if the people want me to bleed green, I'll bleed green.
All right, well, let's just flat out get to the meat and potatoes of the thing. There's the person who ran the poll won plenty of categories for herself that might have been unexpected, or at least not the general public was expecting them to win those categories, Ben. There's certainly something behind this here. What are your thoughts on senior superlatives? I know your class had a certain group win most of them, and kind of seems similar this year, Ben.
Well, I it's just something that's in the yearbook for pretty much everyone, and really what it really is, it's just like a popularity contest. I see a lot of campaigning, if you will, for superlatives, and at the end of the day, it is what it is. Doesn't really matter to me who wins, really. So I just leave it at that. If they win, they win. If they don't, they don't.
All right, well, I guess around that, Jen, in the end, senior superlatives don't matter in the future. You could be a super senior and care about, your Letterman jacket, how the football team played, how you might have thrown the record for shot put or whatnot, or if barely even, surpassed anything. But yeah, at the end of the day, Chaz, I feel like it's a insider message about the current elitism we're facing here at this school we call the Emerald City.
Well, Ben, it was a little touched on there by Tim. Your super senior status is well known around these halls in Cranston East, but you seem to even have left some of you inside this school. You've dropped a lot of weight. We called you Big Ben Chen, but now you're Slim Ben Chen. You're getting down there. Keto Ben Chen is what we're hearing. Is this rumor true?
I'd say it's half true. At the end of the day, over the summer, I just sat down and I was like, what can I do to better myself? So I've made several changes. So, it's just minor changes at first, the coffee I drink, went from cream to, different type of milk, and then to skim milk. And then, it's like, subtle changes that, at the end of the day really adds up.
Yeah, it's like the old saying, death by 1,000 pieces. It seems to you it's like weight loss by 1,000 little small changes. But yeah, I'm really proud of your, development,
you,
Ben.
Tim.
You might have to let me in a little bit on the project. Get myself ready for college. Which, by the way, let's transition to that. How is Bryant University, Ben?
It's a really small school. I think the entire school population is around 3,500 kids. So, it's really wonderful. A lot of people that you meet there that are from different backgrounds. A lot of athletes. Majority of the school are athletes. So, see what they do, and it's just great.
Have you had any interactions yet with Doug Eater?
I have not yet.
Damn. Doesn't sound like he's really getting any starting minutes for Bryant, but I think they're doing pretty all right in their own way. How excited are you for Bryant next semester when you get Caden Holtzman's class, or at least the Holtzman's class?
Fairly excited. Red is my professor. Seems like a great guy. I've also met him. Great guy. So, I really look forward to his political class.
Yeah. I know you also have some connection to, I believe, Timmy Dietrich's father.
I've met him, yes.
Mm-hmm. How is he?
Great professor, just really smart guy overall.
Nothing on the... Nothing crazy going on with him?
Oh, no, nothing
Nothing at all?
No, nothing at all.
Nothing you want to share out?
No.
No, not particularly.
No, not really.
All right. Um,
Have you ever made a Rate My Professor post yet?
I have considered it actually. You know, I feel like it's actually a great service for future students who want to take a course with a professor, and I feel like my opinion would be one they want to hear.
Can we get a name on who was considered? Or was it even a positive? Were you considering placing a positive review? Or
I was.
Oh, all right, all right. Can we get the name?
Yeah, Dr. Perullo.
All right. So, Tim, when you commit to Bryant or I commit to Bryant, we can be joining Ben Chen and maybe try out Dr. Perullo's course.
I wouldn't call too early on Brian right there. So, we got accepted to some colleges, Chaz. I got into Dean URI. How about you, Chaz?
Well, I got into the same exact two, so that's where the line ends for now. More to come later in the year. Just reminding in the middle of the episode here that next week we'll be off and then we'll return for episode 16 in the new year when that releases the week after next. Ben, do you have any Christmas plans here as we enter just days away from the holiday?
Well, I worked really hard the past fall semester, so I just plan on, relaxing. There's no classes for me for
Are
a
you
month.
going to be finally hopping on Call of Duty or Fortnite or whatnot with us?
I'm always on Fortnite.
How about Call of Duty?
I don't know about that.
Okay. Let's continue into your accounting major.
Oh, dear.
Obviously we've seen some criticism or heat from various people that we know pretty well about your major choice and how that either may be easy or maybe, on your side around. Can you give us an inside scoop, Ben?
People always make fun of business majors like, oh my goodness, I have a coloring book final, or whatever. And, it's really, not really all coloring books like that. It's a lot of math, at Bryant especially, it's such a serious school, you just got to take it seriously, I know we have a program where we can intern with PwC, a major accounting firm, so, really no kidding around at Bryant.
Ben, do you plan on joining the course where you get to control some of Bryant's own assets and work the stock market, hopefully in its favor?
Yes, that is something that I consider doing in the near future.
That was a big selling point on the Bryant tour. I know they started with about, I think, 300K, and now they're like over 3 million or something. They're really cooking things up there at Bryant, and one of the best business programs in the country.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Hopefully we don't see whenever you take that, turn that 3 million back into 3K.
I could turn it into 300 million if I really wanted to.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Would you look to invest in any Bitcoin or NFTs, or are you not going down that venture?
Let's just say that my venture in crypto has not ended well. So I would be more of a mutual funds guy.
Maybe you should just buy the dip on GameStop and might come back up.
Absolutely not.
GameStop and
It's
AMC.
a dying industry. No one buys like DVD games anymore.
Yeah, well, they had their run last year. So plenty of hope I have for GameStop to eventually take over Walmart.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, this is a big, physically, like a kind of, obviously physically, so, between physical and digital, I feel like for the collectors, having that physical disc version would be very nice. In fact, sometimes I go ahead and buy some disc games myself to, cherish that moment and make it look like to flex out that video game collection instead of just having it all on like a virtual library.
Well, also, I think GameStop currently, whenever I walk in there, it seems like the anti-Chick-fil-A in that the people in there seem to absolutely hate their lives. So maybe that's something to do with it, because I've never had a pleasant experience, or at least a happy experience from a cashier at GameStop. I did have a happy experience getting a 2-for-1 deal on used Nintendo Switch games, though. Bolstered my collection for sure.
It's a good deal.
Oh, yeah, so funny story. I got like 2K19 for free because it was like 2022 or actually no, it was 2020. Oh, it's 2K18 and
Is that the one with Kyrie on the cover?
or whatever the one with Giannis on it. Oh, 19, yeah, 2K19. I got the game. At this point, it was like we were like in the transition between having COVID and
All
Ben.
right.
The only time he got us was off a Jimmy Butler missed game winner.
That man played 60 minutes the entire game. He played the entire game.
Yeah. So to have your finals run come on a missed 3-point try, it just explains a lot about the Celtics franchise as of late.
It really explains, kind of the lack of depth that Miami Heat had that entire game.
Also, well, for the lack of depth, you seem to get really beat up by, what was it last year? Caleb Martin, Max Strus. Bam Adebayo played decent. Jimmy Butler.
I feel like, they did play great. Some of
Goran
our
Dragic.
superstars, just struggling.
Myers Leonard. I remember him. I remember when he was. On the Heat back in the bubble, and now he's out of the league. Was with the Bucks for a little bit for issues that can't reflect our current day stance on certain things. Especially in terms of video gaming, Call of Duty, geopolitical events, such as the one currently in the Middle East right now. But yeah, I feel like it's all a testament to the poverty of the Celtics franchise, and that's all I have to say.
I feel like that's one of the only franchises you really can't say anything about. We have the most championships in the NBA.
Celtics are having no problems. And sticking with the NBA, Ben, what is your thoughts on the in-season tournament? We saw the Lakers recently hang their banner for their in-season tournament win. What's your thoughts on the tournament as its own?
It's a whole lot of BS, in my opinion. They're 1-3 since they won the in-season tournament. It means literally nothing. It is quite literally a Mickey Mouse ring.
Yeah, well, it's just another reason why LeBron is better than Michael Jordan in some eyes. Michael Jordan doesn't have any in-season tournament championships, so certainly a reason to put over Braun over MJ there. Let's keep going into pro sports and talk about a Celtics game that recently happened here.
Oh, dear. All right.
The Celtics and Warriors game, you see the aftermath in all of the Instagram comments for the Boston Celtics, where Steph Curry torched the team into overtime and then took it home for the Warriors.
That was just a really hard game to watch. We were up double digits at one point, and Curry, became Steph Curry.
Yeah, Chef Curry. Let's switch on to an even harder sport to watch currently, Patriots football.
Oh, Jesus.
Loss versus the Kansas City Chiefs, 27-17.
Can't say it was unexpected.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like an upset from the beginning, but obviously, we all know the story tracks down. Billy Zappi, electric in the first half. 2 touchdowns to Hunter Henry, 1 or 2. I think one got negated, actually.
One.
Off holding, yeah. So 1 touchdown for Hunter Henry. And then in the second half, just completely collapsed. Kadarius Toney continues to prove himself to be one of the most imbecilic receivers of all time. Another drop pass leading to a Patrick Mahomes interception. Really beginning to question his future with the Chiefs. But yeah, we're basically at the playoffs now.
We've been eliminated.
Yeah. Now we're focusing on the tank. Ben, would you want to see either a new quarterback taken or maybe MHJ?
I think, first case, there's actually been an investigation in the footballs during the KC Pats game for being underinflated again.
Ironic.
They noted that both kickers missed field goals. I think Ryland from 39 out, and they discovered that the footballs were, I think, around 10.5 pounds.
Well, I mean, Chad Ryland is a kicker. He is a kicker.
He has sold us some games, which it's been no displeasure to me at all. We need that high pick. So
yeah, sometimes it's infuriating to watch too. But you'd rather see MHJ? Marvin Harrison?
I would, yes.
Any interest as well in Brock Bowers or any tight end positions?
I think we're solid right now and I love Hunter Henry, what he's done. I think it's criminal that he's seen so little targets. I really do.
Well, since John Smith failed, we brought in Mike Gesicki, who hasn't really done much better than Smith. But if we're looking for a high pick, we're getting helped by the Panthers finally finding the win column once again last week. Luke Kuechly was in the house, and the Panthers brought it home. You could have gone to that game for about 45 cents. Would you have taken that great deal?
I would not have. It was raining, and the Panthers were playing, which are 2 no-nos in my book.
All right, that's a fair assessment to make. Do we have anything else other than pro sports? Because if not, I think that'd be a fantastic transition to East.
Well, I mean, I don't know how much of a baseball fan you are, Ben Chen. I know Tim doesn't know anything, but Yoshinobu Yamamoto signed to the Dodgers yesterday.
Yep.
And the Dodgers are now 3 pitchers, about the best pitchers you can get, stud pitchers, into this offseason already. They've committed like $1 billion to 2 players now, both from Japan. And it's going to be interesting to see what the Dodgers, are you going to put in a futures bet on the Dodgers this year?
I'm not sold on it. Well, the problem right now that I feel should be addressed is there should be a salary cap in the MLB. I don't know if you saw Shohei Ohtani's contract, but he's getting paid, I believe, roughly $2 million a year for the first 8 years, and he gets around $690 million in the last 2 years, which is just ridiculous.
Yeah, he'll be deferred most of his contract, $680 million of the contract after the 10 years will be paid out in $68 million a year for the 10 years following his contract. Definitely going to help the Dodgers save money, and you already see them spending it with Yamamoto. No money deferred there, and also a big contract given out to Tyler Glasnow for a pitching rotation that was already good. They already had Walker Buehler and Clayton Kershaw, and they just got better. So we'll see how Tim Yeen's Arizona Diamondbacks respond, since they haven't done anything yet.
Nope, very silent.
Very quiet, as their division seems to be getting completely taken over, even though it's kind of been that way for a while, Tim. Despite the Diamondbacks making it to the World Series last year, to the shock of everyone, the Diamondbacks look to be back to irrelevancy, Tim.
No comment. I'll still be a Diamondbacks fan.
Sure about that?
I'm sure he'll be a Diamondbacks fan because he doesn't pay attention. Last week, we got our opinions on all of our fantasy teams around here. I know you're probably a big fantasy football guy. Have you had any luck on your side this season?
Well, in the TSM league, I think I went 11-3, but last week was just a complete dud for me.
Yeah, safe to say the Ben Chen luck is running out.
Yeah,
Thank God.
Mickey Mouse run.
Yeah, let's talk about the other league that we're both in.
Oh dear.
BB Comsci, Bryant Bulldogs. Got into the playoffs with an 8-6 record. Let's see how they're doing playing against Mr. Cam Felici.
I think he's first seed. It's,
Yeah.
I saw in reality in fantasy football, making the playoffs is skill, and towards the playoffs, it's really just luck.
Nice cliche. Yeah. I have to say my miss of the playoffs is all just luck. But Ben, I think the winner of the league decides what the punishment for the loser is. So, in a hypothetical, if he did win, what would your punishment for the loser be?
I have not really thought of that yet, to be honest.
Yeah.
Is there any one player that you can blame this season for, maybe not, even though you're in playoffs, maybe just a player you want to throw under the bus? If I have to pick anyone, I'm picking Dameon Pierce, who I drafted about 900 picks too early, since might as well have gone undrafted. He's definitely my pick to cut from my team. If I didn't draft Dameon Pierce, I might have been the first seed in my league.
I already cut him from my Yahoo. I just cut him yesterday, I think, to make room for Gardner Minshew. While you think that it's Well, you think that is a disgusting move to make, but in hindsight, just look at Damian Pierce. What he's been doing. He has not been cooking up compared to Gardner Minshew, 3 touchdowns.
Well, Tim, I just said that was the person I would put the blame of my season on, so I cut him too about 5 weeks ago, Tim.
Oh, so I guess I'm just late to the party then.
I've had some success with players, but really someone that's been a complete dud is Najee Harris, running back for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
There was never any heat on Najee Harris to be expected to perform. I mean, I was avoiding him like the plague after last season. There was no way I was drafting that very slow running back. I don't know. His highlights are like the anti-Bijan Robinson highlights. I can't stand watching Najee Harris put up about 7 points on a good week. He's a definite. What round did you get him in?
Like 5th, 6th round. He was not high at all.
I can tell you, did you lose a running back this year? Because this is looking at it right now,
Oh no.
this is a horrific RB room. Chuba Hubbard, RB2.
Listen,
Jerome Ford,
I had a bad pick. A
bad pick.
I was very late to the party.
Yeah.
When someone took
Extremely late.
CMC, I was at a loss of words.
I took CMC.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
While I was criticized heavily for that pick, I have to say, in hindsight, it turned out pretty well. Travis Kelce, he's been
on and off.
on and off, but not consistent. Jay Jetta's on IR, so basically
he's
out 4
back.
games. He is back, but might be a little bit too much for fantasy.
Too late.
Yeah, a little bit too late, unless they've somehow salvaged and made their way to the playoffs. But CMC, he's been there. He's been healthy. He's been scoring touchdowns. And
It's
that's
really good to
yeah.
see. This is what he should have been doing for the last 3-4 years.
Yeah, he's been
and
doing so much. He's even put Brock Purdy into the MVP conversation. Do you think he should be winning that?
the MVP conversation, as much as I hate to say it, is really a quarterback's award as of now. So I think he is the betting favorite to win. But if you're asking me if he should win it, I would probably consider other people before I consider Purdy.
Okay. Well, do we have anything else to talk about in pro sports, Chaz?
No, I think it's a good time to run down the past week of Cranston East sports results. Since Tim's been running things around here for this episode, I'll take us through here where we have plenty of results to go over. Started the week, boys basketball was at Portsmouth and took a 74-62 loss. They moved to 2-3, following up with girls basketball at Coventry taking a 58-46 loss. Now 0-3, and after yesterday's game, another loss 51-39, which makes it 57 points over the last 2 games for Maya Jimenez. But girls basketball still chasing their first win. Boys basketball tonight here at home versus Classical. That one kicks off at 6:30. If you're listening in time to make it for that one, Tim Yeen will be on the call on the Fans Only Sports Network. And Ben Chen, let's go over one other thing that's in the life of Ben Chen is the Fans Only Sports Network. You joined up. You're in the thick of it now. You're inside our group chat. And what's your opinion on making that money watching sports, to Ben?
Well, it's really been a very, very fun experience for me. I get to go watch. Last time I went, I think I was with you, Tim, at Providence College watching club hockey, which is interesting.
Yeah.
I've never been really a big hockey fan, but
Yeah, same with me. I mean, I still don't watch NHL like on the regular, but it's gotten me more understanding of the sport, why people enjoy it, and it's a nice arena too. So,
it's wonderful.
yeah, nice arena, solid. If only the concessions were open, that'd be very nice. Just a nice and pretty comfortable arena too.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
Providence College,
And
wonderful sports.
Yeah, plus we get to work with some fantastic people. We had some Uri Mavrucinas, as an intern. Tim Duffy, he's been doing a hell of a job. The guys from West, Logan Reed, Michael Samanti, Charlie Paley at camera, they've been doing a fantastic job. Tristan Tingley, all doing good. They're doing good work, and they're providing, a solid foundation for us.
Let's go back to Bryant for a second and talking about sports in Providence College. Bryant will be host to Rhode Island FC, and their first match kicks off at Bryant University for this first season. March 16th, they'll have a home game, their inaugural match. Will you be popping out and maybe being a Rhode Island FC fan, seeing as they're right in your backyard for their opening season?
I mean, I really don't think so. Rhode Island FC, that's just really not my thing, football.
Well, one thing that's attracted me to Rhode Island FC is their mascot. Good old Chip over here is certainly bringing it home. He's one of the best parts of this team. I'm not sure if you got your own look at Chip yet, but a harbor seal representing the Rhode Island FC team. He was at the girls soccer state championships, and after that, I've been a diehard Rhode Island FC fan.
It's just a really interesting logo, Looks like a really cute logo, but the problem is most logos aren't really supposed to be cute. They're supposed to be intimidating. You look at Pat Patriot, he's not really cute. Look at Colts.
What was it, horseshoe?
They have a horse.
They have a horse. It's a pretty funny looking horse.
You see the guy in the. Have you seen the video where the mascot just stiff arms like a kid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does this little thing with the hips. I mean, how is that supposed to be scary? I'm saying.
It's pretty scary when you see him stiff arm.
It's really scary. That old Pelicans baby mascot, the king cake baby or whatever, actual nightmare material. Let's see, we got Gritty, the Phillies guy. Hey, another baseball guy I know.
Well, Gritty, I believe you're trying to talk about the Philadelphia Flyers mascot. The Philly Fanatic is the Phillies mascot, so another baseball thing you got wrong. But at least you tried, Tim. At least you tried. Tim, let's bring us back to Cranston High School East here as we start to wrap up things.
Yeah, let me talk further about, East versus Classical, and a little bit about yesterday's game for the girls basketball team. Actually, let's start with that first. Maya Jimenez, 32 of 39. That's like 4/5 of the team's points.
That's incredible. Really is.
I don't think Jimenez is a problem. She's basically been the entire team, and that's a problem. She's been the entire team. There hasn't been like a consistent second option, third option, or any pieces around her to not only help her but to help the team overall. Because if you just rely on just Jimenez to drop these numbers every night, you're bound to run out of gas, and you got to find somebody that has the capability to be the second person on that team to trust, whether it be the freshman, Ularte, Samantha Venancio, Maddie Har or whatever, or literally anybody, Maddie Gutierrez, Bella Dupree strengthens herself back into action, trying to get her more involved. Either way, you got to find the, second option for the boys. I feel like they're a pretty consistent team overall, pretty solid, pretty good team. Just gotta find who has to step up the largest. Gotta find that one guy that can elevate this team to a higher level. Barrows, Albert Kessie, Joel Goris, Darian Peters, and Drew Barronette on the bench. Arguably been the best player on that team, playing the sixth man, which I feel like is best situation to put him for now. Because I feel like he's comfortable in that scenario, and that's really where he shines as the sixth man. And to see him start would be nice, but obviously take it step by step. If that's all the time you have for, Ben, if we'd like to take him around to see some old teachers, some old friends, would you like to wrap this episode up, Chaz?
Well, Ben, we gave Caden the opportunity last week. Let's just give you the same chance to say what you'd like. You have the floor here to end the episode, and just what you want to say, it's all yours.
Well, it's just a really good way to end the season with you guys. Loved working with you, Tim. Occasionally, I guess.
Okay.
Chaz, it's always good to see you. It's usually a pretty happy time for me, and this year is no exception. And I just want to say, Tim, you should probably take off that hoodie.
Yeah, no. Well, that'll do it for our 15th episode of Thunderbolt Sports Talk. If you like this episode, make sure you like it and follow our other podcasts. Make sure you're in touch with everything Cranston East, including former alumni. That's it. That's all. Find our podcast anywhere you listen to your podcast. And, since I'm leading this episode, Chaz, why don't you close us out?